It's always something. It is always something. We are
You what?
actually live now.
Oh, you started it. I was just finishing. Go get the mic.
No,
Push
no,
it. Push
we were
it.
talking
No,
about.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my God. Well, hello everyone. My name is CiaraWimby, and I am the CEO and founder of Live You Nonprofit. And welcome to our brunch and munch. We do this every Saturday, providing coaching tips for women for self care. So I am your physical wellness coach, and I see a little shimmy going. Who we
Yeah,
got?
girl, that's the only dance I got right here. That's the only dance I got. That's the only move I got. That's the only move. Look, perfected it too.
Would you like to introduce yourself to
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hello, Live You community. I am Stephany, your spiritual wellness coach. And as our mental wellness coach would say, don't judge me, judge your mama. So, hello.
as you can see, our third person is not here today. Today is actually her birthday. Woo
Come
woo
through Taurus season.
woo woo! So happy birthday to Cicely, and she is
Yeah,
having the time of her life. We'll say that. We'll just say it,
yes, she
leave
is.
it there. And so today you have the two of us, just the two of us. Mm, 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 just the two of us. Yeah, I'm that person who doesn't know all the lyrics to the song, and I'll just say a couple things, and then I go. Mm, 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 mm. So today's topic, we're talking about opening up to others about your mental wellness. So, how to go about getting comfortable with talking to others about what's going on with you and your space and your issues and things like that, because that can be kind of scary, right?
Yes,
For
yes, it
people
can
to,
be.
to talk to other people about their stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's some really heavy stuff, and if it's about that person. Because
Right.
what if that person is causing them some distress, some pain, some issues? So what do we do? What do we do when it comes to opening up to others? So like for me, in my past, I know I haven't, well, no, I'm lying. I was about to say I haven't always been very upfront. No, I'm pretty much always upfront and tell people my thoughts and my feelings. It's maybe not tactful how I say things. It hasn't always been tactful. I spent a lot of time working on getting comfortable with being more tactful. But I also find that if I tell you the first time, I feel like you should respect my boundaries or understand what I'm saying. And then if you don't, I generally begin to act in other behaviors, act out if people aren't
Right.
listening to um my boundaries, my issues, my needs. But I really have for the most part, anything that I've had that have been challenging for me, I've always been able to talk about it. So I haven't had much like built up inside me. For
Mhm.
the most part, like as growing up to about 30 when I still had my mom, I always felt like I could pretty much share a lot of things with my mom. There are a couple things I did not share with my mom in the moment that it took place, and mainly because I didn't want necessarily my mom to like harm other people, because I needed my mom to be there for me and show up every day because I'd rather my mother be not in jail than then in jail, and now I'm forced to be with other people.
You
Um,
know, I have always said I look nice and I can make an orange jumpsuit look real nice as I wear. It's not a problem when it comes to that. I can make it look real cute. So I've always had a challenge with opening up mentally because I have a thing of I don't like it when people try to play with my mind. And so that was always at the forefront of not opening up mentally to other people. I've always had that challenge of doing that because I don't want nobody to do no psych evaluation on me. Don't call me crazy because I'm not. I'm not. Um, that's I see your face. I see your face. So that was my thing. I did not want that. And also I've said it before and I'm gonna say it a billion times. I am a water sign. So when you ask for a glass of water, I'm gonna bring all of the Atlantic Ocean with me because you didn't want that. You wanted all of this ocean. That's what you meant. That's what you meant to say. At least that's what I thought, because I know I ain't hearing that. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. I know I'm not. So I've had a challenge with opening up mentally, especially about things that emotionally is heavy. And so, in terms of heavy, I did not want to burden somebody else with my issues as well. And I have learned over the years, which was just recent, okay, that it's okay to open up about things that are mentally bothering you, because what I've realized is that I'm not the only one going through this. There's other people who go through this as well. Now, how they respond, it may be different from my response, because I that's when the logic part comes in and I need to really sit down and think about how is this going to affect me later on down the road? How is this going to affect anybody else in my space that's personal, that's close to me? How is it going to look down the road? And I have to be comfortable in realizing that I don't care what anybody else thinks about how I look in terms of what I'm mentally going through. At least I am being honest and open with myself. That's number one. You need to be honest and open with yourself first, because if you're not honest and open with yourself, then you're going to continue to repeat the same behavior patterns. You're going to continue to repeat the same mental issues because we're hiding from those. And I realized that I was hiding from the things that was mentally stressing me out. And the stress comes out in different forms. It'll come out with weight gain or weight loss, hair gain or hair loss. Mostly it's hair loss. So I've learned over the years that it's okay to open up. And it's some heavy things that we women go through. And we don't want to express those things. And just for an example, finance. That's a touchy one, because we all, at least at one point in time in our life, has gone through some sort of mental breakdown around finances. And we also have a challenge with talking with our friends about our finances. And so maybe it's for fear of what they may think of or how they may look at me, especially if you was like a real life go getter, like a real life one. Okay, if you was a real life go getter and you was really in it, and you got your money and all this other good things going on, and you really getting it, but now you've hit a point in your life where, you know what, that's not how I want to get my money anymore. I want to do it a different way, and the money is slower. Let me say it again. The money is slower. So when the money is slower, you appreciate it a lot more because you actually work for it. But it's so not the same versus what you used to get before, and the time. The time is also different. And so, in terms of talking about finance, because that does play a very heavy part in our mental stress. Because if your money is funny, you don't want to talk. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to talk. I don't want no friends. I don't want to look
Well,
at
we're
nobody.
also taught not to talk about our money. So like when you go to
Right.
work, you're taught not to talk about your salary. And if you do start talking about your salary, what you find out is that you might be doing the same job as somebody else and they getting paid more money. And you like, wait, what?
Hold
So
up. I need to call HR.
there, right. So
Right.
there's a built-in system that first makes people uncomfortable to talk to people about money because it's a secret, whatever
Right.
whatever you're bringing in, and then from that, like you said, because people don't necessarily know how to manage their money very well. And if they're living in the system of robbing Peter to pay Paul, is that the saying? Then
Yeah.
you really don't want people to know about your money, especially if you are the type of person that likes to be flashy and likes
Right.
to,
Right.
show off. And like, I got it. I got everything and I'm on top and I'm a baller. And especially as you said, if it was somebody who once had a lot and then now they are not having as much as they had before. And so it
Mm-hmm.
becomes embarrassing. And so not only is it embarrassing, but using the topic of finance, it can become stressful because
Right.
you're not fit, you don't know how you're going to pay your next light bill or pay your next rent, but
Right.
you want to keep an appearance uh to other people. So then because you see that you can't pay for maybe the light bill, you're just like, you know what, F it, since I can't pay for that, I might as well go ahead and go, buy me something that's gonna make me happy that I really want.
Right.
But then now you're putting yourself in a bigger hole and you're
Exactly.
stressed out and you don't want to go talk to somebody about it because then they're gonna be in your business. You don't want to be judged. And it's all these things that come along with it. And now you're depressed and
Mm-hmm.
heaven forbid, now you homeless.
All because you wanted to burn some candles.
I
You.
tell my family all the time, I'm like, y'all ain't never got to worry about me being homeless. I said, because I'm gonna be on somebody's couch and I'm gonna tell y'all,
Somebody's.
look, I need some money. This happened and whatever. And my pride is not that big that I want to go be on the street to not tell
Right.
somebody what's going on with
Right.
me, because I like to live a certain type of way. So being on the street is
It's not for
definitely
me.
not in alignment with
Not
that.
for
So
me.
I'd rather be with my family on their couch and them being mad at them talking about me. Like, okay, whatever.
I don't care. That
But
don't.
but I'm
That don't
but I'm
matter.
safe.
Right. Right. So you didn't pay your light bill. You like, you know what? I don't even care. I got 12 candles. I've been ready to burn them anyway. So I'm gonna go and do something. I'm gonna go and do something and find something for myself and be happy. No, no, pay the bill. Pay the bill. And at one point in time, in my life, I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to pay this bill right now because I like to hold on to my money. I always said I want to be a leprechaun and sit on my pot of gold. That's what I want to do. I want to be a leprechaun. I want to sit on my pot of gold forever. I don't know what forever is, but it's a long, long time. And so, but doing that, money is also energy. Okay, money is actually a piece of paper, but it's the energy behind the paper that makes it so valuable. So if I'm sitting on this pot of gold that I have and I'm not moving that energy around, I'm also putting out there that I don't want any money to come to me because I'm full of the pot that I have. There's no more that can fit in my pot. So you are also creating a energy field for yourself in terms of lack or not worried about what you can and can't have at this time. So it calls being self accountable, self
It's a
responsibility.
blockage. So like this
Right.
morning, I put out a post. Well, we all put out a post, and it was about setting yourself free. And part of setting yourself free also has to do with um, letting go of all these mental blocks and strains and perceived ideas that we have in this world about whatever it may be. It could just be something as simple as you said earlier. Well, I'm not going to talk about that to that person because I'm the only person who's going through it. I'm
No, you're
47
not.
years old, and okay, that's fine if a 7-year-old said it, if a 10-year-old said it, if a 12-year-old said it. But at a certain point in your life, you should understand that everybody has gone through something.
Yes.
And I'm as my auntie Beverly always likes to joke when she jumps on the lives, that I'm a talker. I like to talk. And when things have taken place in my life that have happened, I have opened up to, let's say, my friends about them. And what I find is they are either going through something similar or have gone through something similar. And the first few times when that happened to me, I was like, oh, so pretty much everybody is experiencing something. It may not be to the same depth, but
Right.
everybody is collectively experiencing something. And so what it made me do going forward was, let me be the person that becomes open about my experiences, because if I'm open about my experiences, then somebody else, it gives somebody else a platform or some space to begin to be open about their experiences that they're having, so that they can at least get it off their chest. So that was something I kind of learned early on, um, about myself, that I could actually um, allow people to talk to me about things and not take their stuff on as a burden. So
Hmm.
I guess one could say I've been living this coaching lifestyle for a long time. For a long time. So it's clearly my purpose, my path, my passion. Because I've always naturally been able to do it. And it wasn't something that when I took on their information that it weighed me down. It was, but to allow them a space to feel comfortable to relieve their own burden.
And see, for me, I've always been like the go-to person. People will come and tell me their issues or their problems. And in previous lives, as I've said, depending on how many times you told me, well, girl, when you know you're tired, you know what to do. That would be usually be my saying. But depending on how close you are to me in those years or in those times, I would actually tell you some things that you didn't like. Like, this is what it looks like, this is what it is, and this is what needs to be done. The choice is up to you, though. It's your choice. I mean, it's your life. You know, you do what you want to do. You like it, I love it. We all heard that saying, right? So it's totally up to you. But let's go get some money, though, because we ain't got time for this.
I mean, I
You know,
love to put boundaries in place on people too. Like you got,
right.
like as I said it a million times, you got 3 times to tell me the same thing over and over. So whatever's bothering you, whatever your mental issues are, you only got 3 times with me. Then you need to, like, it's beyond what I can support.
Right. And so I didn't have those boundaries for a long time. I didn't have those boundaries in place where people would just tell me something 3 times. They would tell me the same thing over and over, which again come up to that saying of, well, girl, when you tired, you know what you do.
And
Because
that's
I've already said,
mental insanity, continuously going through that same experience. So
right,
as an example, when women are talking about their boyfriend problems or husband problems or dating problems, so we can hear that a lot of times, right? It can
right.
be the same thing. Girl, he did A, B, and C, and like clockwork, he's doing it in the next 3 months. Like clockwork, he's doing it in the next 3 months. Then those 3 months become years and years, and you like, well, you've been with him three to 6 years. Why you still with him? Cause I love
Right.
him.
Because I love him. Oh, and you can't talk about him. You can't do that. You talk about
Talk about
that's
my man.
and you jealous and you want that man. Like, no, I don't. He be, uh, another time. However, the point is at for a long time, I didn't have those boundaries because one, I was too busy paper chasing anyway. Because I was like, let's go get some money. We'll deal with all that. Let's go get some money. It's gonna make you feel better. You gonna forget all about him and his name. Don't you worry about it. I got you, girl. And so over the years, I've learned that I need boundaries in place because when you don't have those boundaries, then you are opening yourself up to take on somebody else's energy and take on their emotions. And that those emotions, they hang on to you for a long time. They don't just stay at work. They don't just stay wherever you got them from. They follow you home. And now you thinking about them. And now you've added them into your daily mix of your mental thoughts of, you know what, I experienced this too. Me too. This is personal now. I'm going through this, and you're really not. You're really not going through it. You just taking on somebody else's emotions and somebody else's mental trauma or quote unquote burdens as your own. And that's another thing that we do. We can't take on somebody else's burden or somebody else's truth as our own. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. And so over time, I had to learn boundaries. And now that I got my boundaries in place, I wish you would.
He
I
said, I
wish you.
wish you would. And so
I
that's
wish
about that
you
as
know.
a person that has things going on. So
Right.
um when they're going to people and they're being open about whatever is going on with them and what they're experiencing, there has to be some tact from their end as well when
Yes.
you're opening up. So
Yes.
first off, knowing that this person is not your ultimate problem solver.
No.
They may be
No.
here to listen, but
Yep.
ultimately they can't solve the problem. You are still your own problem solver. It's up to
Exactly.
you to solve the problem. They may be able to provide you with some suggestions,
That's
and
it.
don't cut their head off for
Please
the
don't.
for the suggestions that they're providing you.
Especially
Because
when you came and asked that person.
oh my goodness, oh my goodness, it's like hold on, you asked me. So you're gonna sit here and criticize me for
Right.
how helping out. Hey, Auntie Beverly. Auntie Beverly is in the building.
Hey,
So
Auntie. I can't see nobody because my phone is dead. So, hey, Auntie.
oh yeah, so that's you have to have some decorum when you are going to people, and then also understand that they can also say that they don't want to be bothered.
No, you don't have to take on somebody else's burden. When you, especially when you go to a person and you tell them, I need to get something off my chest, and this is how I feel. I call that an emotional vomit, especially when it is just there's no boundaries, there's no structure to the vomit, it's just everywhere. You're jumping from one story to the next story and then back to the original story. I'm confused already. So I don't even understand. And so now I got to backtrack to figure out where you are in the process because when you emotionally vomit on somebody about your mental problems, you're not allowing the person to actually logically figure out what it is that's the issue. You have to focus on the one issue and then come out. But when you throw a bunch of different issues in the same issue, they're not the same. Finances is one thing, but a boyfriend or a husband problem is another thing. And it could all be tied together. That could very well be true. But you came and you said, I want to talk to you about a specific thing, or I need to get something off my chest. But when you get it off your chest, you're bringing a whole bunch of other things in the process and not allowing the person to actually coach or give you suggestions that is to your benefit, not your liking,
I
because
even
you
like
don't
how
want those.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I even like how you started off with stating I'm gonna come to you with something, or I have to say something to you. I think that's really important to start off your conversation with people, to let them
Yes.
know, like a subject line, if it were a email. Hey, I'm about to come to you and talk to you about some heavy stuff. And
Hmm.
do you have time to hear it now, or is it something that I can talk to you later about? Because
Right.
you also don't know what's going on in their mental space. They may
Oh,
not be able to
no.
receive that.
No. And you can't, and don't, Pepe, don't say that I got to tell you something. Don't be mad. I'm already mad. You just made me mad. I'm angry. I'm really angry now. I'm already upset. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't say I got to tell you something, but I don't want you to be mad. Don't be mad. I'm mad. I'm angry. What is it? I'm ready to fight. Who is it? Don't do it. Don't do that. Just let's be adults about it and just tell me what it is. Give me something up front, since this is the type of thing that is going to trigger my anger, or this is going to trigger an emotional response, because that's all it does for me. It just triggers an emotional response. I'm angry, I'm mad already. By the time you get here, just give me the meat and potatoes of what happened and let's go. So I don't even care to know what everything else is about. But the point is, when you are trying to get something off your chest, be open to the fact that the person that's going to give you suggestions is coming from a healthy place. Or even if they're not coming from a healthy place, then you should remove yourself, because a real person or a real friend or family member that actually cares about your well-being is going to be honest with you about your situation and give you some honest and maybe critical feedback. For a while, I had a friend of mine that would tell me, "We just not gonna talk to you." I was like, "Well, don't, because if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. If
But
you
hold
don't
on,
want
but hold on. Let's be cautious with saying that word, the truth, because
true, true,
that's just your perspective. So if you don't want to hear my perspective, if you don't want to hear
mhm,
my point of view, then don't call me
don't
with.
ask me. Don't ask me. Save yourself a heartache, a headache, all the aches in the world. Because if you tell me something that does not sound sensible, logically sensible, I'm going to
You.
respond. Oh my God, man, girl. I'm going to give you feedback that is logical and not the emotion, because a lot of times, whenever we are vomiting emotionally, it's all emotions. You're telling me your emotional side. Let's get to the root cause of the problem. What is the problem? And I even learned that in law school. The first thing that they told me, and this was an orientation, girl, they was like, take your emotions out of it. Whatever is happening between the plaintiff and the defendant, I'm not an attorney. I cannot give legal advice. Disclaimer. So whatever is happening between the plaintiff and the defendant, you can't get emotionally involved because you are a neutral party. So you got to take your emotions out, even if you can relate to it. Even if you are a parent and you got a child and you're looking at another case about another child and this child is hurt, you can't get your emotions involved. You have to take those out and you have to logically look at the situation from a legal standpoint and apply whatever law is applicable to that case or to that situation. And if you're an attorney defending, then you have to be able to defend that person even if they're in the wrong, because they have a right. And that's the part that I'm like, what? But that's just how it goes.
like,
I know.
like,
I was like,
uh, but do they really have a right? Because just because somebody's on the defense side doesn't mean that they're wrong.
no,
It
no.
just means that that's the place that they are in because of whatever, the situation that somebody brought something up against them. So
Right. Right. And so we have to be careful on when we're getting something off our chest. What is your purpose of coming to this person? Because you can just vent to them and you can just talk to them. They also have things going on in their life. They also have things that they're dealing with and they're going through. Like you said before, maybe they're not ready to receive that. So be cautious, or at least be open to the fact that they're human too.
right,
You
you're not
know,
the only person that's got issues. It's the world
No, you're not.
revolve around you.
Everybody is going through something or has gone through something, and maybe they're still feeling the effects of it, but they're human too. They're not going to solve your problems if they can't solve their own. They dealing
And
with
it
their
may
own
be
stuff.
something that triggers them and they can't support you in
No.
this manner. And then you like, man, I'm sitting here trying to tell you about what's going on with me. And all you sit here and, you looking at your phone, you ignoring me or whatever, because they may be really having their own episode
Right.
of an experience that they're playing out in the moment that they cannot show up for you.
Exactly. And if you said this to them before and you didn't change, they're also trying to go back and
So
replay
yeah.
the original conversation you had. Because I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. If you come and you say something that's happened to you and it's happened before, now I'm in my head, I'm going back to replay that same scenario, and I realize you're doing the same behavior pattern, like nothing's changed. So now you're coming to me with the same behavior pattern. So now I got my barrier up. I got my boundaries here because you're playing games. You got to be ready to let go, and you got to be ready to move on and move forward, whatever the next action or step is for your betterment. Because you came and asked me for some suggestions, and I'm going to give them to you since you asked. Here they go. Just, you get mad, that's on you. I mean, because I can't control your feelings anyway. But be cautious of the other person because they are human too. Nobody's a superhero. As much as we like to say it, we can try and be like a superhero, but they're super for a reason because they can handle different things, and they also quote unquote don't exist.
And I also
So
wanted to caution in terms of who the person is that you're going to talk to, because if it's a neutral party, meaning that's a party that didn't do whatever to you or was a part of the experience, is different than the person who is someone who did something to you or part of the experience that you're opening up to. Because if you are trying to confront somebody about something that happened between the two of you, know that they may not be as receptive as you would like for them to be about the experience. And it's only probably going to anger you more, especially if they're denying
right,
whatever took place. And so that may not be
exactly.
the best person
And
to go open up to about your issues.
right. And change who you go and speak with. Don't speak to the same person. If you have a relationship with another person that you built or you are building, try their mental state. Ask them for their advice or their thoughts. It's always okay to get a third party advice or suggestions on a situation. That is something I also had to learn over the years, because others people's perspectives are very different, and they see the situation from a non beneficial perspective. They don't have a dog in the fight per se, so they have a different understanding of what's actually happening, so they'll be able to catch some things that you didn't see or your friends didn't see who you've been talking to. They didn't catch that. So this other person though, they might have caught that and be like, oh wait, here's another map of what it is that you just showed me. Have you seen this map? Here's the other X over here. You took a long journey to get there. You could have went this other way. Did you see that? And now you're thinking. Now you're like, okay, well, you know what? That makes sense. But because you're comfortable with these other people you've been talking to, you may not make that next step. You may not make that next decision that you need to make to benefit yourself because you are comfortable.
Yes,
Growth
we have to
happens
get,
outside the comfort zone.
yes.
Growth
It's
happens
okay.
outside the comfort
It's
zone.
like she's doing a
I
mantra
had to,
right now. Growth happens outside. And it's okay to stop going to your friends and family overall and go and seek professional help. There's a
yes.
lot of stigmatism that goes to going to go see a therapist or getting mental support. And
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time, especially with having been in the house, for a year now, because of what all going on out in the world. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been triggered by experiences that have taken place in their life, or feeling isolated, or just having a being in the house. So now they're having claustrophobia, like whatever. There could be a million different triggers of what's happening, and so it's okay to go see a therapist. Now, we aren't therapists, we're
No,
coaches.
we're not.
So
Don't. Yeah, we're not
so
doing that.
we're not, do not come to us for therapy. We are not here for therapy.
We are coaches. We all about that action. We finna get you to your goals.
Point A to point
But
B.
what are your goals? Yes, whatever they might be, they're your goals. Whatever action you want to take, this is the next action.
So if you
Do the
saw,
next
like,
action.
but we could work in partnership with therapy. So if you went to
Absolutely.
therapy
Absolutely.
and they told, and you all talked about some things, and
Mhm.
they suggested to you, okay, well, what if you were to do this action step in your life, and you were like, okay, fine, we could be able to support the action step to move from A to B and provide some support there. But yeah, we're not therapists at all. We're
No,
not
we're not.
therapists. We don't do that. Cicely
You
at one
know,
time may become one, but we're not that. That's
right.
what
I
Live You.
was I was talking to a person last night, and she was telling me that working from home is not the same as working in the office, and she hated working from home. And I was like, oh, I love it. I love working from home. What? This is I'm a cancer. I'm in my crap. I'm in my shell. This is what I do. Like, I wake up like this. Hey. So she was like, but I can't distinguish between work and home, even though I'm working at home. And so to me, I thought immediately it was like you're not facing something. There's something that you're not facing. And then of course she continued to, vomit emotionally, and then I had to distance myself because I'm like, you're not gonna mess up my night.
You're like,
So
stage left, I'm out.
yeah, I got it, to the left, so I gotta move around. But it's just amazing what is happening at home that we're not wanting to face. Those mental things that is going on. And even in the businesses that you guys work in, they have wellness programs in your businesses. So you can reach out to your company and look and see what their wellness initiatives are. Stay tuned, we'll be there too. All I'm saying is, right, we'll be there too. But you can actually go through your job and see what the wellness initiatives are. A lot of jobs have resources for therapies or therapists. They actually have resources
Or
for
even your
coaches,
insurance.
even
And
your
look, and
insurance.
stay tuned, we'll be there too.
Right. Hey
Um,
guys, hey, how y'all doing?
but insurance, you can see, what they'll pay for in terms of therapy.
And it's not just for you; it could be for your whole family.
Yes,
They
yes.
will give you therapy for you, your children, your husband, your spouse. They will do that. All you have to do is just look and see. And those are third party people. So they're going to be able to pick out things in the map that you didn't see to give you a different idea or a different perspective of what your reality really is, and not what you want it to look like or what you want it to be. What we got in the comments, girl? Because I can't see nothing.
Let me see if we got anything over here. Let's see.
See what we got. Who said something, girl?
We actually don't have anything. I think this is one of those things that people just want to listen to.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going, girl. I just thought I'd be nice and say, hey, how y'all doing?
We have some
But
hellos, but that was when I saw Auntie Beverly, and then I said,
um,
we all said hello, and then she said hello again.
well, that's awesome. Let's go and get back to this mental stuff. So, about opening up mentally, be open to feedback that is not a part of your original learning. We all learn things as we grow up in life, and we learn how to adapt to those learnings or make those learnings adapt to the situation. Be open to feedback that is opposite from that because you can still learn and you can even unlearn what you've learned.
You
So
know,
just be open. Go
when
ahead.
you say that, the first thing that popped into my mind was, but that's not what I learned in my hood. That's not what I learned where I come from. And yes, we all come from different backgrounds, different levels of financial status, different ethnic and culture experiences. But yeah, we can still be open to other perspectives because there is no
Exactly.
one way that is the only way.
No. We started from the bottom, now we here. No, no, let's get on up out of that. Let's move on. We're not there no more. We done. We done. Now we got to move on to something else. Let's go on to something more abundant and really is actually going to help you increase different areas in your life aside from your mental state that you didn't even realize. When all you do is just open up to somebody and talk about what your issues are, talk about the problems, and you can also talk about how you feel. But remember, what's your purpose? What is your purpose of coming to somebody and telling them something? Just to talk and tell? I don't want to know that. I got my own stuff to do. Like I gotta read a book, I gotta write some papers, I
Or
gotta
do
watch
you really
TV.
want
And this
support? Or do you just want,
right,
as you said, vomit and just want somebody to hear, the latest gossip or the latest whatever's going on in your life that's not beneficial?
right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like some juicy gossip. I'm just not gonna participate in it because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Because it's juicy. We can't help that. Some of us we can't help that. We like the juicy gossip, but I'm not gonna participate in it because one, it ain't me. Two, I'm not even gonna respond. Your response is everything. So how you respond to something is going to speak volumes on how your mental and emotional state is. So understand, as my grandma would tell me, you don't have to open every envelope that isn't addressed and stamped to you. Okay, let's get that out the way first. All right. Secondly, again, we do like the juicy gossip, but participation. Do you want to participate in that? Because now you got to bring something into your space that isn't even about you, that isn't even involving you, but because you're choosing to let me give my 2 cents in. What? I can't even buy a stick of gum with that. Gum costs like 35 cents, right? I mean, if we're gonna put some numbers to it, we gonna calculate it. Let's you in let's calculate 1 plus 1. No, I don't think so. I can't buy nothing with that 2 cents. So what you doing? Like why? Why put your 2 cents in? Listen to the juice up and be like, oh girl, that is good. Oh my God. What? It's juicy. But don't involve yourself. For what? Because now you're going to open up another can that you didn't even want to open up because your intentions in the beginning was what? Just to hear the gossip? But you got so involved in the gossip and the juiciness of it that you allowed your emotional state to come in and speak on how you feel because your 2 cents is really just feelings because you can't buy gum with it. It's 35 cents, just in case. That's a mental thing. You're not buying gum. So you've allowed your emotions to come in and to give those 2 cents in about how you feel. And then on top of that, the person that's having the gossip, who's ever involved in that gossip, you don't even know them. Or you may know of them. Or you may know somebody who know them and then it got back and then all of a sudden you got a problem with them because they heard and now they want to talk to you. All that's just like a lot. Like my
It
whole
sounds
head.
like a mental breakdown trauma. It just sounds like a mental mess. That's what I'm gonna call it. That's a
A
mental
mental
mess.
mess, absolutely. Like my whole head hurt just explaining that. But that's usually, from my understanding and from what I've seen, how things happen because somebody says something about the other person. So about the intentions and talking about another person or listening to the gossip. What is your intentions?
So
Are you
I like the intentions again. That's always my favorite thing because now is when you're going to someone to talk about your stuff, when you're going to go open up about your mental wellness,
mhm,
what is your intent? Be clear for yourself. You don't have to go tell them what your intent is. You need to know
That's
what
all.
your intent is in letting them know this information. Is it
That's it. That's
to
all.
get it off your chest, have them provide you some support, have them be able to direct you to, somebody else, some resources, because you know that they really
Uh,
can't help you, but maybe they can help direct you to some resources, like, or sometimes we're telling people things about us because we just want them to know who we are,
right.
so that then they can understand our perspective of why we do things, or how we do things, or why we've gotten to wherever this place is in our life.
And also about the intentions part, understand that when you do know your intentions and you bring something to somebody to talk about, your behavior patterns speak as well, whether you realize it or not. So the other person that you're bringing some information to vent or get a solution or whatever your purpose is, they've already seen your behavior pattern. Or either they're going to ask you, has this happened before? Well, what did you do then? Because they're trying to trace and put together, connect the dots on your behavior patterns. Is this something that you always do? Is this something that you always put yourself in? So it's important to understand that your behavior patterns, also in work, they call those nonverbal cues. Yeah. Those speak. In case y'all didn't know, those are called nonverbal cues. Okay. So that your body language, your neck rolling, your head, everything, that all speaks volumes. So what does your body language say? Do you even know your body language? It speaks. It's loud too. Some of it be stank, but that's another conversation. So again, your intentions. Make sure you know what your intentions are. And then when you are talking to somebody, they're not trying to talk about you to the next person. That's not always the case.
Correct.
Okay. Don't be afraid to open up to somebody because you're afraid they may talk badly about you to the next person. First of all, you have to not care what somebody else think or say about you. Let's get that. First of all, you have to not care what somebody think or say about you. I do not. I sleep very well at night. So you have to have that for yourself. If you continue to care what somebody else's opinions of you are, that's going to hurt you. That's also a mental thing. That plays a part in your mental wellness. Like, who cares what somebody else thinks? Nobody's perfect. And it's not even about being perfect. It's about progressing in life. I
Yeah.
seen a post, somebody said that I'm not about impressing, I'm about improving my life. So it's
Oh, I
yeah, I was like,
love
oh, let me steal
that.
that.
Yeah.
Stolen. Yeah. Hashtag stolen. So it's about improving your life, not impressing people. Because when you lie to others, you lie to yourself. That's one
You
thing I'll
lying to
say.
yourself. That's it. That's all.
That's all. So everybody is not out to talk about you whenever you are opening up. And I noticed that a lot of people don't open up about their mental state because they are afraid of other people talking about them. If you are afraid of this person talking about you to somebody else, then that's not the person you want to even open
Correct.
up to begin with.
Correct.
That's not a trusted friend or a
So
trusted
be thoughtful in who you are going to choose as your person or persons to
confidant.
open up to. Yes.
Absolutely. And if their behavior patterns is a little spicy
She,
or
yeah,
questionable,
they probably not the people to talk to either.
no, they're not it. They're not it. They're not the people to do it. So
You want
they,
somebody that you maybe admire, or and you don't have to admire everything in their life, but they have a certain skill set or a certain type of behavior or something that you would like to have in your own life. And so if you are opening up to them, maybe then they can share with you their tools, their resources, about how to
yes.
navigate through that space.
And it's okay to have a friend to talk those things out with. You don't want to yes all the time. You don't want somebody that's gonna tell you yes to everything. Girl, that's great. Or the other saying, girl, it couldn't be me. So low key, you insulted me. That's what it sounds like. Girl, you better than me. You low key insulted me. That's what I hear when I hear that. If I'm telling you something and girl, it couldn't be me, you better than me. Yeah, you low key insulted me. What you saying is that you would have done something else and I wouldn't, it's just that's too much. Give me something better than girl that couldn't be me. Give me something that I did not see. Point it out to me. Because if I tell you something about me personally, then I want your honest feedback. And I want you to help me figure out what's going on that I didn't see. You don't need to solve my problem because I already got that mapped out. I already know how I'm going to do this. But what did I miss in the process of knowing what to do and how to complete this? What did I miss? Just tell me that. And if it's something that you don't like that I did, be open and tell me that too. Be open to that. Be open to your friends not agreeing and not liking what you have to say. Because sometimes we don't understand that when we say something, it's offensive and we're not thinking about how the other person feels. And I understand we cannot control how another
That's
person
the thing.
feels,
We're
but we
not
can control.
nobody's perfect though. That's the thing. Nobody's perfect.
Nope, nope. But by being conscious of yourself, being self-aware. Are you aware that you come off as an asshole to people? You may not have known that. I'll tell you, but you may not have known that. So being self-aware of what you say, how you say it, and also understand there is a time and place for everything. There is a time and place for everything. Not every time you see your cousin, you gotta argue and fight with them at the family reunion. That's not that that's the family reunion is to union the family. We're coming together. I haven't seen you in forever. Not fight your cousin that said something about you on Instagram 3 years ago. No. That's not
Well,
what it's for.
I'm a
It's
pause
not
us
what it's
here.
for.
I'm gonna pause us here because it's 11:51, and I want to make sure that
Mm,
we talk about our other things that we have going
mm.
on. So we're gonna end this conversation about the opening up to others about your mental wellness. And as May is Mental Wellness Awareness Month, we will be talking about other mental wellness conversations. So keep showing up for us every week. But
I definitely would do.
but I want to talk about our Live You Self Care Scholarship for the 6-week coaching. And this scholarship is going to provide 6 weeks worth of coaching. And women can go apply at liveyou.org/coaching is where they can go and apply. We already have been receiving people applying for the scholarships. It's been
Yes.
open about a week
Yes.
now for that opportunity. We even had somebody apply from Kenya. So I was like really
Yeah.
excited to see that. So, because we do our work online, you can apply from any and everywhere. Of course, depending on our time zones and coordinating that in terms of the coaching may be where some of the issue, if any, may lie. But yeah, we are definitely open to anybody from around the world to come and apply.
Absolutely.
So that is up until June the 5th. Make sure that you apply. That closes on
Hmm.
June the 5th. Then,
Yes.
secondly, what else do we have going on? This is May, so I also want to talk about how Memorial Weekend we will be closed because it's the holiday weekend, and we about that
Right.
self-care life. So
That's right.
we're not
All
we're
that.
not gonna be here. So we have, let me see, let me look at the calendar. We have two more sessions or two more brunch and
Mhm.
munches for this month. And
Yes.
then what else do we have happening?
we do still have our consultation as well.
Always.
We
Mhm.
always have our free 15-minute consultation. It is free 99.
Free
And you all
99.
free 99. And you all can pick the areas of wellness that you would like to receive coaching. We always have our topics, but you guys can give us topics to discuss. I can't stress that enough because I know that there are some things that maybe you guys want to hear and you didn't think about, and that's okay. Jot them down, shoot us a DM, or post it to our Live You page. We have our Live You women's group as well. We have a group for women on Facebook. So join that and conversate in there. Get some dialect going on, and let's really talk about wellness and our mental state for this month. Or you can talk about it for next month too. But we really want to focus on the mental this month. So go ahead and let us know the different topics that you guys want to hear us talk about as well. Other coaching tips. Um, we do have our wellness assessment on our LiveYou.org website as well. If you're not sure which area of wellness that you need the coaching in. So if you're like, you know what, I'm great. I'm thebomb.com. That's cool.
It said
Go ahead,
bomb.com.
girl. Right. You are the bomb.com because can't nobody, imitate you. And that's cool. But maybe there's something you didn't know about yourself. So take that wellness assessment so we can figure it out together. Let's get some goals written down. Let's get you to them. Let's set you on that path. Let's coach you. Let's coach this. Let's get through it together. We got that.
Sometimes you need some support. That's, you need support
That's
moving
it.
forward.
Right. That's all. We're pretty down to earth, as you can see.
We're not gonna bite.
No, not today. Not today. But no, just no. Come on, Taurus season. It's Tauruses. What else do we have? We have our topics. We also have our Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. Go ahead and go on and follow us there as well. Love Inspire Value You. Love Inspire Value Instagram. So go ahead and follow us there. Also, we got our Facebook. We have our
We
group.
send out
Our free.
newsletters every week.
That's
So
right.
if
Our
you could
newsletters.
join the newsletter, you can go to liveyou.org /inspiration.
That's right.
We
And
provide
we have
some coaching tips with there too.
right. We have our blogs too, don't we?
That's the blog.
That's the blog. There you go. So we
They
have
can they
that.
can go and read the blog on the website, but they can get it in their inbox, in their email
There you
box,
go.
if
There you
they
go.
join the newsletter. And we have our self-care e-subscription boxes. So that's every month we have a
Ooh,
different theme. So this month is mental wellness. So every month is a
right.
different theme, and it comes with different resources. So I've been toying with the idea
Okay.
and of putting together some type of video that shows one of the self-care e-boxes, just to show what's
Mm-hmm.
in it. And because it has like uh ebooks, it has videos for yoga, has some recipes, it has information for activities to do for whatever that theme is. So I've been toying with the idea of putting together a video just to walk through the different things, and they're the same standard type of tools each month, but they are specific for that themed month. So I'm thinking I
Okay.
might do that
Okay. Okay.
when I
All
get
right.
some
We'll
time.
stay
But
tuned.
hey, we busy over here. But I think I'm gonna do that
We
just
are
so
busy.
people can see see it, because again, people are visual, right? People need to see.
Yes, and we are virtual.
Yes.
We are virtual. There's so much that we have in store for the Live You community and our ladies, because we are a community. We are a community. We are sisters keepers. We are here to support and assist you in getting past whatever obstacles that you want to get past with your assistance. Because if you don't want to do it, then we can't do it. We
No,
can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. So it's 11:59,
it's that
and
time.
Cicely's not here to give y'all cootie free kisses. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I'll do
There you
it.
go. There you go. The spiritual life, it takes some balancing. So it takes some balancing. So she gave the kisses out, the cootie free kisses, and thank you guys so much for watching us and commenting on our posts that we post out
Share,
daily.
share, share.
Share. Mother's Day is coming up, so husbands, brothers, sons, buy your mom some 6-week coaching. Okay, have her turn her on to us. That's a great Mother's Day gift. Okay, so with that being said, thank you all. We appreciate you very much for watching us and staying in tune. Oh, YouTube, we got a YouTube too. So if you didn't catch it, go to the YouTube page. All right.
Bye. And happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the ladies.
Bye.